from Los Angeles, California. Joe Chutan here for Hornside Rocks, and I'm here with Eddie, of course, Pepe, and of course, this dude is the one that brought me tonight, so thank you very much. And of course, you guys are fucking Kyng. And dude, first time I see you guys, I heard your music, of course, on Liquid Metal. Before I forget, of course, happy birthday, feliz cumpleaños to Jose, our brother. And yeah. But yeah, dude, fucking, I really enjoy the mix that you have going together. Of course, you have the history with Ancla, but beyond that, I like what Kyng is doing, man. It fucking is fresh, sounds good. Everybody's bringing a different flavor. So let's start from the beginning, because this place is always a good place. The beginning is always a good place to start. And tell me about the inception of Kyng, how we all got together, who called who, how you guys linked up.
Well, back in the days, Eddie and I used to play in a band called Ounce of Self. And that band was a very just power groove, like just bluesy, and just had that vibe. But we had the growls. We had this guy, Gilbert Ramos, great fucking guitar player, man. And he was just shredder, big guy. And we would just tear it up. And a friend of mine who's here, Joe, he introduced me to Ancla. He's like, hey man, there's this band that's out there called Ancla. It's got Ramon Ortiz. Used to be from Puya. I was like, wow, it's fucking cool. And he gave me a demo that they had, and I was like, fuck, these guys are fucking bad, you know, because we were very focused on Ounce of Self. We were just very focused and driven. So when I heard these guys, I was like, man, these guys are fucking bad, you know. Somehow, some way, he hooked us up. He linked us together, and they invited us to do their CD release show. And after that show, they went on tour to release their CD. And Ounce of Self went to Arizona, came back, and it was just like they called me up and said, hey, our bass player's sick. You know, he can't do the rest of the tour. And, you know, they sent me some music, and they told me what set list to do. Long story short, I went out, helped them out, and the rest is history. You know, it's like, went out there, and that's where I met Pepe. And fucking beast on the drums, man. Beast. I mean, everybody who's seen, yeah. So, you know, that's how I met him. And so towards the end of the days when him and I were in Ancla, we always, you know, we became best of friends. And I always said, you know what, man? I said, we should start something. And we were both already had that idea. I just brought it up, and it was like, yeah, you know, that's, and you know, he had heard Ounce of Self, and he heard his vocals. And Eddie, when I left Ounce of Self, always told him, dude, we'll be back. You know, we got something special. Him and me, I mean, we just got something special. It's very cohesive, you know what I'm saying? This guy...
Exactly, very cohesive.
Totally. I mean, we're cut from the same cloth, man, me and this guy. You know, and Pepe being the type of drummer that he is, you know, it was awesome because it took a formation for him to go back to the, I don't know, I want to say classic rock era. But it's got. I mean, if you heard Kyng, you know, you would say it's
like fucking a horse running a million miles an hour, and we had to fucking grab the reins with Pepe and fucking go just pull him back, because everything was a heavy metal fucking beat, you know, and it was just kick ass, and we just kind of formulated this sound with him, you know. So we're all fucking classic rock, vibe metal shit, and this guy's
fucking Sabbath, of course, Jack Bruce, fucking Geezer Butler, my all-time fucking favorite bass player. My influence is deeply Geezer Butler. I mean, the reason I picked up the bass guitar is because of Geezer fucking Butler, man. That guy is amazing. Geezer Butler.
Who made you want to start singing? Who was your guy?
You know, it's funny. I didn't sing forever, man. I mean, I started guitar when I was about 13, 14, and that's all I wanted to be. I was fucking like Jimmy Page. I wanted to be Tony Iommi, you know, like
Hendrix.
I wanted to be fucking Eric Clapton. I wanted to be a guitar guy. That's where I was at, you know, and it was just strange because we started playing. You know, me and my buddies would play in these Sabbath bands, and we'd always find singers, and they would fucking suck, you know? And I was just like, I know I could do better than that. And just kind of just me thinking that I could do better than those guys made me sing, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, it was kind of like, well, fuck, I love Soundgarden, I love fucking Steve Winwood, you know, Blind Faith, all that good stuff. You know, I'm very blues-orientated, so fuck, I'll just sing. I'll just sing the fucking licks, you know? And we did it up and started writing music nonstop, and we're here.
How about you, Pepe? Who was your drum idol? Because you do obviously have a very Latino side when it comes to percussion. So I want to hear whether it was Tito Puente, probably.
There was a little bit of like Latin stuff. Like I grew up in Mexico, so I'm influenced by a lot of Latin music. But I have a very typical like heavy metal background, like Metallica and Pantera. Like that's what taught me to play. You know, I would play along to those CDs, like the typical story. Then I got into Sepultura, and then I started getting into heavier and heavier and heavier music. But I always wanted to incorporate Latin rhythms into metal, and then I discovered Puya, and I fell in love with Puya, and then I got the chance to play with Ancla, and like I feel like I got it like all out of my system, you know. And then when I started playing with these guys, they didn't like, I had heard of all these drummers that they like, John Bonham and Keith Moon and all these drummers, but I had never really played like them. Like I had never tried to emulate them, and they started getting me into like improvising and stuff. Like I used to write everything out like in my head, like I would never improvise ever, and I like started doing that, and it's like I'm having so much fun, and it's like a new chapter in my drumming life,
I loved Pepe was just like every time we'd have our first rehearsals, because it was so drawn back and he's so used to fucking flying 100 miles an hour, and he was like, I'm fucking sore, like I don't know why my fucking legs hurt, my arms hurt, and it's just like Tony and I are just like, why? You fucking like you're a million miles an hour on everything else. We fucking slow you down and you're sore. Like what the fuck?
Using different muscles,
That's interesting. So basically, what happened was, rather than turning a rock drummer into a metal drummer, which is pretty typical, you know what I'm saying? Yep. Everybody wants to get heavier, and us all coming from a heavy metal background, music wise, we're doing what we love, you know what I'm saying? It's music that fucking just moves.
It's groovy.
It grooves, it grooves.
We only want to write the shit that we want to play, that we would love to play. We kind of like Pepe to do certain things that he's gonna love to play, so he could sit there and fucking write all day and riff, and if it sounds good, regardless if it's a heavy metal beat or fucking just a chill, laid back rock and roll beat, we let him do what he wants, basically.
Like there's still blast beats, like we're doing a lot of blast beats, a lot of double bass, which is what I love to do, like, and like I feel like it's like we feel like it works, like musically, like.
And it's always a challenge. It's always a challenge to like, all right, well, we're if that's the transition we're doing, then you're telling yourself, I could come up with something fucking good for this.
I could tell you guys working very, very hard, especially with those girls distracting, because this is the crazy girl bikini bar.
I stepped on that girl a couple times. I'm sorry. I stepped on her a couple times. She was behind me, and I'm like rocking out, and I just feel like meat and bone, like, oh, and she's like, pushing me away.
Literally meat and bone.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah, there's a couple of times I looked over my shoulder to the right, and there's just ass cheek fucking on a pole, like flying him.
Distract us totally.
What the fuck? What smells?
You guys were very professional about it, because you fucking killed it. I mean, honestly.
Thank you.
And you guys kind of come to New York, and from here on, I got your back. So
awesome, man.
Jose
Good
has
stuff,
pushed you since day one, but it's it's a whole big family. That's something
Totally.
that we all realized yesterday at the Golden Gods. It was a very special moment, because you saw like the heavy metal elite, new young generation, all mixed up into one place, and that's fucking what heavy metal has always been about. You know what I mean? Like, una familia muy grande.
Una familia muy grande, exacto.
And before I got out here, if there's anybody watching out there who hasn't heard you guys, seen you guys, why the fuck? I know why, and I'm going to show them and I'm going to write to them, but what is the message, or what are you trying? I mean, I know what you're trying to do, but if there's a kid out there that was fucking listening to emo, why should they fucking switch gears and listen to fucking Kyng?
Oh, the reason you should switch gears and listen to Kyng is because you should switch gears and listen to anything that's out there, period, number one, aside from Kyng to begin with. But if you give us the opportunity to loan us your ears, we will fucking sing you a fucking song that you will fucking love.
Yeah, you don't forget it, man. We try to keep the songs as like memorable, the songs that are forever, like just trying to keep them fucking legit and always the same, staying power, is what we definitely need, because there's a lot of flash in the pan bands, especially in heavy metal, they just kind of come in and go out, and they're fucking, everyone's trying to be too fucking heavy, and they're just the heaviest bands.
They forgot about the groove or the basic parts of a song.
There's a lot more grooves, man. There's melody behind music, and I think a lot of us have fucking forgot about that, and
including ourselves, because like I said, it's a challenge. We're trying to do what we love, and when you say that to someone, it's like, well, let me fucking have this and this and this and this and that, But it's like, if you do that, it's just gonna be this glop of tasteless something, And so it's like, we gotta just, we're hard on each other, but because we once we feel it, we all feel it, And including, we believe they're listening, So we're just trying to keep it cohesive and keep it not fresh, because it's not fresh, but it's definitely something that's been marinated, and just ready to take a nice chunk out of it.
Cook, and fucking throw it on the grill. A big old piece of carne asada.
Like I said, give us a shot, man. Give us a shot. Go to a show. Check us out, man. I mean, there's bands out there, I take the time to listen to through word of mouth, And you don't have to take my word for it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, go out there and support your local bands, every band that's out there, man.
Everyone. And where can people hear you guys online? What are your websites? What are your fucking different hookups?
Oh, you can find us on MySpace at myspace.com/Kyng Band, Kyng Band, B-A-N-D. You can find us on Facebook, just look for Kyng, Kyng. You can find us on Twitter at Kyng Band. And then we got the website, kyngband.com.
And most important, as you said, at the shows, make sure you check these guys out. 400 Rises, Joe Shifton here from Los Angeles at the crazy bikini bar. Only for you guys would I fucking come here. Yeah, right.